Greetings and good morning, everyone. So this video I'm going to show you how to grind frankincense. Here is my bag of beautiful frankincense. This is actually in Arabic known as al-Laban, and there are different types of frankincense, and I'm going to show you how to grind it, because I read how a lady was struggling grinding her own frankincense, and she was saying how she was putting it in the freezer and then putting it in a spice grinder. But I'm going to tell you that when you grind your frankincense, it is best to go and buy a mortar and pestle and be patient, take your time with it. I'm going to show you how to do it properly, because obviously putting it in a spice grinder is heating that resin. That's what it is. Frankincense is a resin from the frankincense tree, or its botanical name is Boswellia sacra, or Boswellia carteri. Carteri or carteri, I don't know, but whatever. So what it is that this tree produces a resin, and if it's heated, of course it's going to get hot and start to be sticky and liquefy. It obviously changes its energetic foundation, and it's hard to work with if you don't do it properly. So for those of you that are doing it in a spice grinder, I recommend just, you know, going and buying a nice mortar and pestle like this one here, very hard, sturdy. And this is what I've done, just so I can show you, if you can see that frankincense without me tipping it over the place. What I've done this morning, just to show you what it looks like when it's grinded, and this is what it looks like when it's fresh. Now it's amazing. Frankincense is so old. It's been documented being burned at night in temples, ancient temples, as a almost, I wouldn't say it's a sacrificial offering, but it's like an offering to the gods. And with frankincense, it's ruled by the sun, and its element is fire. It's got an amazing smell, and if you are worshipping deities, it seems to be pertained, or it seems to be reflective on Ra, obviously Ra being the sun god, and obviously the planet, or I should say the star, that frankincense is ruled by is the sun. So it would make sense to use the, obviously it's used in everything, because since it's a base, you know, any kind of base such as myrrh or dragon's blood or benzoin is used for incense, because it keeps everything else together, and burns. Obviously it's going to burn because it's a type of fuel, and it's a masculine. Its gender energy is masculine, and it's been used for so many different things. Obviously invoking the god and goddess energy. It's an invoker, used for exorcisms. It's used for protection, and a lot of it comes from Oman, and it dries in very it grows in very arid areas, and a lot of it is found in Oman, a lot of it's found in Somalia. Actually, in fact, Queen Hatshepsut, that's a bit of a mouthful, her name, but she's an ancient pharaohic queen from ancient Egypt, and she actually depicted herself as a pharaoh in her statues and in her glyphs, because obviously being a woman, she felt that being portrayed as a masculine type energy, that she would obviously reign more power. And anyway, she used to, obviously, because if you've heard anything about her, well, obviously I don't read the glyphs, but when you know the information about her, she would depict herself as smelling as a goddess like Isis, or, you know, she'd come across as she's the most beautiful woman, and that's how it's depicted on the glyphs and the tablets of the information about her. And she would used to send armed forces, as in an armed cavalry, to go down to Somalia and get copious amounts of beautiful frankincense. And that's what they did. And so the way frankincense is made is that on the tree, on the frankincense trees, these trees are very hardy and they can grow out of rock. They can grow out of almost anything. They're a part of the acacia family, and obviously I've spoken about acacia before in my videos, and I also talk about it on my Etsy shop. But the way that frankincense is made is that obviously the people that farm it per se, they scratch the tree, or naturally sometimes the tree, like the branches of the tree, they split and they break, and out comes this sap. And what happens is the people that farm it, they cut the tree, a little cut on the branch, and immediately this sap starts to come out, and then it obviously dries and drops onto the ground. And then they come back 10 days later to collect this sap, and then another 3 days later they'll make another cut, and then more sap will come out, and that's how it's made. So this is how frankincense is made. And actually in Oman, the finest, the best frankincense is known as al-hujri. So it's like a greenish looking frankincense, and it is divine. Even, of course, frankincense in general is divine. The oils. In fact, I have the oil in my bathroom, and I blend it with my other oils to make a very beautiful scent. So anyway, without further ado, that's just a little background on frankincense. And now I'm going to show you how to grind it. Okay, so here is a little acacia resin from the acacia tree that I have found out in the wild. Smells great. You can eat this. In actual fact, you can blend it with water and make a really nice elixir. And here is the frankincense grinder. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of frankincense in, just for showing you. There it is. And what I do is I don't even put pressure on this pestle. I just, sorry if that's loud, but I just gently tap, 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 tap. And I will tap until it's to a small granule, and then I will start to go. I'm not going to go around yet because this is when pieces fly out, but then you go around like this. So let me tap a little way, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm gonna just show you how it looks here. It's small and it's granulated. So this is where I start to go around with the pestle, putting a slight pressure, and then just running the pestle around and around and around. And there you have your beautiful grinded frankincense. You can grind it a little more, but when I combine it with other ingredients, this is okay at this level of granulation. It's powdered now, and the smell is incredible. It is beautiful. So that is how, okay, so that is how you grind frankincense. Use your spice grinder for more dry herbs and spices, and leave the resins for the mortar and pestle. And okay, it may take you longer, but it is worth the effort, and you will not be frustrated. It's a very beautiful experience. So I recommend that you go and buy a beautiful granite mortar and pestle and use that. I hope this was a helpful video, and blessings and peace and in love from me to you.